Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, this is the June 2021 monthly update for MacVoices. There's not a lot to tell you this month. It was one of those months that seemed super busy both on the show and off the show with WWDC, all the announcements that were made at the keynote, all the announcements and information that came after the keynote, and the inevitable analysis and review and discussion of both of those that we've done on MacVoices and MacVoices Live. It'll be interesting to see now as we get back to maybe a more normal schedule. But for what some people felt was a rather boring or mundane keynote, there was a lot of information there to unpack and a lot of great things to look forward to, big and small. And I hope you saw it that way. MacVoices has also been doing a few more user group appearances, and we've been recording those whenever possible to drop into the feed and let you enjoy it. We would love to come to your user group. I can bring some of the panelists with me, and we can talk about what we want to talk about, or we can talk about what you want to talk about. So if you're interested, drop me an email, chuck@macvoices.com, and we'll try to see what kind of scheduling we can work out. The only other real announcement I wanted to let you know here is that I'm going to take a little bit of time off here as the July 4th holiday hits here in the U.S. So we will miss two MacVoices Live sessions, 2 Tuesdays, the Tuesday before July 4th, the Tuesday after July 4th, because I'm trying to get a week off in there, and it hits both Tuesdays for me. So MacVoices Live is not going away. We will be back. And I definitely want to say thanks to everyone who has been showing up and supporting the show live. It's always a blast to have you all in the chat room and hear your comments and questions and thoughts on whatever it is we're discussing. So I also should say that the MacVoices Live regular schedule, the regular publication schedule, may or may not be disrupted. I'm trying to work it out so that I can release shows for at least the majority of my time off, but we'll see how that works out. One way or another, MacVoices is not going anywhere. It's just that we're taking a little bit of time off. So with that, I want to make sure that you know that the MacVoices After Dark is still the major Patreon benefit. So if you're a Patreon subscriber, thank you so much. And you get those notifications of MacVoices After Dark as soon as they become available. With that, this month's support report. At Platinum, we had no one, but at Gold, we had David G., Tim G., Chuck P., Frank P., and Webb B. At Silver, we had Bobby, Chuck A., Craig A., Michael D., Bruce E., Hal P., George R., and Daniel S. And at Bronze, we had Max C., Tom C., Greg H., Clinton M., John M., Prop P., and Newt S. So as always, I want to say a special thanks to all of you who keep the lights on here at MacVoices through Patreon. It really does help pay the bills and then lets us use some of the other opportunities for growth and doing things a little bit different and hopefully bringing you some new and different information. So whether you support us through Patreon, whether you support us by buying things through our Amazon links, which obviously does not cost you anything but gives us a little something, or whether you just tell friends about MacVoices and maybe forward them on a link to a show that you found particularly compelling. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. I also want to make sure that I note that if you are not subscribed to the MacVoices Dispatch, our weekly newsletter, please visit macvoices.com and sign up. It's just comes out once a week. It gives you a summary of the shows and also any other information that's happening with MacVoices, and maybe makes it a little more timely if I have something to tell you or announce than the monthly updates. So that's usually the very best way to find out anything that's going on. So with that, we look forward to July. Any suggestions you have for topics or guests are always welcome, no matter what time of year it is. And I will see you on the next edition of MacVoices. As always, thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you Mac Voices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.